During this demonstration, we will show you how to recover Exchange from a service failure caused by corruption using Replay's accelerated recovery capabilities. Our demo environment consists of a set of servers including a primary Exchange server running Exchange 2003, a domain controller, and a Replay server. The first step is to add a server to protect. Click on Add Server and specify the server's name. In this case, we will be adding an Exchange server. Next, select the disk on which to store the recovery points. The first option controls the granularity of protection. The default setting is to protect the entire machine, including the OS, its applications, and the data. Next, select the option to automatically mount and roll the logs every time a snapshot is created. This ensures that the Exchange data stores will mount upon a recovery or failover. Next, we will select the option to perform a physical check and truncate the logs once a night. Now, let's review the retention policy. The retention policy controls the time period to store the recovery points. The default is 1 month, and this will consume approximately 2 times the original size. Replay compresses the data by 55% on average, but in many cases, much more. Click Add, and you are ready to begin protecting Exchange. The volumes on the Exchange server are enumerated and presented as a protected server. You will notice all of the volumes are listed, including a volume cluster, E and F. A cluster represents a storage group dependency in which the data is stored on E and the logs on F. Replay protects the volumes together to ensure application consistency. Replay will initiate a snapshot of the Exchange server and create a recovery point. The initial scan captures the entire machine's environment and therefore will take more time than the subsequent incremental images. Subsequent snapshots only capture the changes at the block level, so they complete very quickly. Once the snapshot is complete, Replay will mount and roll the logs for each data store. When the process succeeds, Replay displays a green checkbox. If the process fails, Replay displays a red X and triggers an alert notifying the administrator of the failure, indicating corruption may be present and that further action is recommended. In our case, everything is green and corruption-free. Now, let's intentionally corrupt a data store on the Exchange server and see how we can quickly recover from this scenario using Replay. We will accomplish this by dismounting the data stores and then deleting the EDBs and log files. We can see that the stores are dismounted and unavailable. Replay will continue to protect the Exchange server, but it will detect that the stores do not exist and therefore will invalidate the next recovery point. Now let's roll back to a known good point. Simply select the Rollback wizard to start this process. Click Next. The default option rolls back to the original server. Click Next once again. Select the option Roll Back Entire Disks and click Next. The affected volumes are selected by default. Let's click Next again and click Start. And now we can click Finish to kick off the process. Replay will dismount the data stores and begin the rollback process. Once the dismount is complete, Replay will begin the rollback and first mounts the stores in the recovery point. The result is immediate dial tone to the users while the rollback is taking place. This capability reduces downtime from hours to just minutes. Because Replay has already performed an offline mount and log roll to ensure mountability, the mount and log roll on the Exchange server is guaranteed to succeed, eliminating further downtime. Notice here that the latest recovery point contains the red X icon. The rollback is now complete. Let's check ESM on the Exchange server to ensure that the stores are recovered and mounted. When Replay performs the next snapshot, it will be of the recovered data and all of the changes. you will notice that the data stores have passed the mountability check. Replay's virtual HA capabilities continually deliver corruption-free and updated virtual machines for disaster recovery and high availability. The P2V functions are performed automatically. Let's configure the virtual HA features of Replay and demonstrate how easy it is to recover a live primary exchange environment to a virtual standby environment. First, open the Virtual HA tab. Next, select the Save to ESX Server 3.5 option. Now, enter the IP address and the login credentials for the virtual center. Click Connect, and a list of ESX servers are displayed. Select the ESX server to save the virtual machines on, and the data sources and resource pools will be displayed. Next, select the data source and resource pool. The configuration settings are presented in the window for review. Select the Export to VMware Virtual Machine option and click Save. Replay will create a base virtual machine on the target ESX server directly to a VMFS volume. The initial seed will take some time to complete since it's a copy of the entire server. Once completed, Replay continuously updates the virtual machines with the changed blocks very quickly. Now, let's fail over the Exchange server. I will now stop the original Exchange server, simulating a failure, and then power on the standby virtual machine. You will notice that the Replay server has lost connection to the primary Exchange server. Let's power on the standby server. Now, let's check ESM to ensure that the data stores are up and running within the standby server. See how the Exchange service is now restored. The standby server is an exact image copy of the original, down to the IP, so no configuration changes are required. Now let's go return to the Replay server. You will notice that it is waiting to connect to the standby Exchange server. The standby server has been deleted by the Replay server and is online. Snapshots will be taken of the standby, and you can use the recovery points to recover the primary server. The failover is complete to a virtual standby. That's how easy it is to implement a reliable and robust disaster recovery and high availability environment for your mission-critical applications. So, as you can see, Replay recovers Exchange from service failure quickly and easily with its accelerated recovery capabilities, delivering an RTO and RPO of minutes. We demonstrated only 2 examples of the many possible recovery scenarios supported by Replay. Want to see for yourself? Simply visit www.AppAssure.com and download your free trial of Replay, including free eSupport. Or contact us at sales@appassure.com for more information. That concludes our presentation.